Yes, I know you're stressed. These days, everyone is stressed. Yes, of course, people are stressed about COVID, stressed about their health, stressed about their jobs. But we were seeing such a rise also in stress long before COVID. It seems like it's become, tragically, the new normal. Wherever you go, people say, God, I'm so stressed. Yes, I'm stressed. So much stress. What we really need is stress busters. How to become free of this. Because stress is not our nature. No matter how common it's become, it is not normal. That doesn't mean you should feel badly about it, but it just means recognize stress is not the truth of who you are. So what are the easy stress buster ways to get back in touch with that truth of who we are? Well, what do you say to someone who's stressed? You say, relax, relax. So let relax be that answer to our stress, not just as a command, but actually as a treasure chest of tools. Let's take the word relax. R stands for remember nature. Remember nature, why? Because nature is one of the best, if not the most powerful healers of that which ails us inside. Being back in the flow of nature, with your feet on the dirt, in the sand, in the grass, with your hands in the dirt, in the grass, in the sand, watching the birds, listening to them sing, watching little ants make little beautiful, ant hills, watching flowers blossom. Just being in that flow of nature actually changes chemically, neurologically, the working of our body. It shifts our nervous system immediately. But it also gives us a beautiful perspective. Because when you're in nature, you realize how small our problems seem. Whether you're sitting on a beach looking at all the grains of sand or the infinite ocean, or you're in a forest looking at all of the trees and the perfection of nature. Whether you're lying and seeing all the stars in the night sky, nature gives us perspective. So the R in relax, the first stress buster, is remember nature. E, right? Relax. So E stands for embrace. Get a hug. Give a hug. Having a hug, a physical embrace, also is one of the greatest chemical, neurological, emotional healers of all of that ails us inside. Look at children, right? They're playing, they fall, they hurt themselves, they're crying. Suddenly, mom or dad picks them up and the tears stop. There may still be blood gushing out of their knee or their elbow. But the moment they're in mom's arms or dad's arms, the tears stop. So whenever you feel stressed, just give someone a hug. Obviously, in these days of COVID, we have to be careful. And obviously, you don't want to, accost someone. Make sure it's okay with them. Or hug a good friend, hug someone you know very well and love a lot. But having a hug is one of the best, quickest, most powerful ways of lowering that heart rate, lowering that blood pressure, bringing back that beautiful flow. of awareness of the perfection of ourselves and the universe. And you know, it doesn't even have to be embracing another human. You can embrace your dog or your cat. Embrace a tree. For me, hugging trees is one of my most favorite spiritual, emotional, mental antidotes to everything. There's nothing I experience that a beautiful hug of a tree doesn't fix, cure, take care of. So the E stands for embrace. L stands for let yourself breathe. When we get very stressed, you'll notice that the breath becomes very shallow, short and shallow. We start to breathe like this, like just in our upper chest, very short, very shallow, right? We get nervous. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And it's a very, very shallow, very quick breath. And what that does is, as it prevents us from actually getting enough oxygen, it actually creates more anxiety in the brain. So it makes the situation worse. So the moment that you feel like you're getting stressed, just take a moment and let yourself breathe. Let the breath be very slow. Bring the breath down as low as you can in your abdomen. Take very deep, slow breaths from low in the abdomen, feeling like your abdomen is expanding like a balloon on the inhalations. And then it's releasing and letting go on the exhalations. Even just 60 seconds, 1 minute of that, immediately anchors and grounds you back in that breath. And when we're anchored and grounded in the breath, suddenly we're anchored and grounded in everything being okay, everything being right. Next, A, awareness. Stress throws us out of the vastness of the present moment. It throws us out of the vastness of the perfection of creation in our lives. Stress throws us into the minute, momentary box of what we are stressed about. Something in the future, usually. Maybe something that's happening now that we are afraid what it's going to do to our future. Something that we want to happen isn't happening. Something we don't want to happen is happening. So stress is like seeing the world through a toilet paper tube or a paper towel tube. It gives us this very, very narrow, constricted vision. The practice of awareness expands our vision. And it makes us connected actually to the vast, bigger picture, as well as that perfection again of each and every moment, each and every breath. And the other beautiful piece is, if you are focused on awareness, on mindfulness, if that is where you are anchored in, just being aware, even if what you're aware of is your heart is racing, what you're aware of is your palms are sweating. But if you are anchored into that awareness, the one who sees, the one who is aware, then you are no longer the one being thrown about in the waves. It's like you become the watcher of the waves rather than being thrown around in them. We also speak about this as the witness consciousness. Can you become a witness? Instead of being the one in the storm, Be the one witnessing the storm, the one aware. And keep bringing that awareness back. And what you'll find is that as you anchor as awareness, as consciousness, as witness, that there's nothing you can't handle. Because everything is just being watched, being experienced from that place of awareness, of the witness. And last, X. Have to tell you, it took me a while to find a good word to start with X, because, you know, X-ray and xylophone are not particularly useful words when we talk about relaxing. Then I found the word zenial, Z-E-N-I-A-L. New vocabulary word for me and maybe for you. But zenial is the perfect way to end our stress busters of relax. And what zenial means is going out of your way to be kind, to be sharing, to be helpful to people who are strangers, or if they've come from a foreign place. Now the truth is, on one level, we are all one. There are no strangers. There are no foreigners. All of those lines and boundaries and borders are just illusions. And of course, spiritually, our highest goal is to see everyone as self. To not see anyone as a stranger, as the other, as separate. And yet, on another way of looking at it, you could say that everyone outside of my own physical body is on some level a stranger to me. We don't know everything about everyone. We don't know everything about anyone. So even if it's a loved one, on some level, there's still some part of them. Maybe some emotional response they have, maybe some aspect of their personality, maybe some aspect of their experience that you don't yet know. So think about everyone in your life for a moment as strange to you, different to you, foreign to you, because then you get to use zenial and to be kind and loving and sharing with them all. And really what it means is, the bottom line, serve others, help others, be kind to others. And the truth is that aside from creating a more peaceful planet, just for our own internal peace, serving others is one of the greatest and most powerful tools. Doing seva, selfless service, giving to others, in whatever it may be. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to form a new NGO. It may simply mean cooking a meal for someone who's going through a hard time. It may be giving a hug to someone. It may be giving a phone call to someone who's going through a hard time. It may be donating your time, your talent, your technology, your resources, your money, your abilities to a beautiful organization doing wonderful work that you want to support. Whatever it may be, let that X of zenial remind us to serve others, to help others, to be kind and caring and sharing and loving to others for our own inner peace. And of course, that brings peace to the planet. But try it. Try it just once when you're feeling stressed out. Go into a restaurant or a coffee shop, buy a beautiful sandwich, and then go give it to a homeless person on the street. Bring an extra blanket from your house, something still in good shape. Give it to a homeless person on the street. See how that feels. Spend an afternoon volunteering at a battered women's shelter. See how that feels. What you will find is that however you're working, however you're serving, your stress dissipates and ultimately disappears as you serve others. So I hope that this beautiful stress busters little talk is something that you'll be able to remember. Whenever you feel stressed, just remember, relax, relax. Remember nature, embrace, let yourself breathe, awareness, and xenial. Have a beautiful, beautiful, relaxing day, week, month, and life.